In this video, we're going to learn how to set up Gravity Payments within your QuickEMR system. Gravity Payments is a third-party billing software integrated with your system that allows you to save and process credit cards within QuickEMR. Before we can get started on setting up Gravity Payments within your system, you must first contact Gravity Payments and sign up for their services. Once you have that complete, Gravity will send us your information so that we can properly set up your system. The first thing we're going to want to do is create a new payment method. To do this, we will need to navigate to Billing, then Lists, then Payment Methods. Once there, we can click the Create button. That will open a new link where you can insert a name for your payment method, something like Gravity Payments. Next, select the drop-down list under Payment Provider and choose Gravity. Set the transaction type to either credit or ACH. The next checkbox, labeled Refund Supported, dictates whether you will allow the system to process refund payments. This is done by simply adding a payment with a negative number, but we'll go over that in a later segment. Check that box if you would like to enable that feature. Once that is all complete, press the Save button. You have now successfully created a new payment method for your Gravity card processing system. One of the benefits of utilizing Gravity Payments is the ability to save a patient's card information on file, which can then be used for future payments. To begin, you can first navigate to the patient's case file. Once you are there, go to the address box and press the Add button. A new window will then appear, where it prompts you to insert a new address. Type in a name for this, such as Billing or Payment. Under Type, you're going to want to select Billing. For the address, you're going to need to enter the exact billing address of their preferred credit or debit card. Once that information is filled out correctly, you can select your payment method, which should contain the new Gravity payment method that we created in the previous step. If you are using a card reader, you can select that under Device. Otherwise, if you leave it as None, you'll be prompted to manually input the patient's card information. Enter the card number and the card's expiration date, followed by pressing Save. If done correctly, the system will verify that the entered card is valid and save it as a new payment method inside of the patient's case file. You will see this card icon with a check mark to let you know that the payment method was accepted and ready to use. Likewise, if you see an image of a card with an X, that means that the card information, such as the billing address, was incorrect, and that payment method will have to be redone. Now that we have set up Gravity Payments within your system, created a new payment method, and we have successfully saved a payment method for the patient, we are ready to make a card payment. The first thing we will need to do is navigate to the patient's case file and select the Payments tab. Press Add Payment just as you would do with any other payment. Once the new payment window appears on the screen, add the payment amount for the transaction. The date will pre-populate with the current date. Under Method, select the Gravity payment method that you created in a previous step. And under Payment Type, select the type of payment being made. Note, new payment types can be created in the system by simply navigating to Billing, Lists, and then Payment Type. Under Billing Address, the system will automatically select the saved payment method if there is one saved within this case file. If you are using the saved payment method, simply press Submit and the transaction is complete. As stated before, we do have the option to add a negative payment to process a refund. To do so, simply open the Add Payment window, enter a negative number as the refund amount, and follow the same steps as before. If the patient does not have a saved payment method on file, the process will look a little different. We're going to add a payment as we did before, but this time we're going to select the patient's primary address. New boxes will populate below where you can type in the billing address and select whether you would like to manually enter the card information or use a card reading device. Selecting payment device will open a new window where you can swipe the patient's card using the card reader. If you selected manual entry, a new window will open where you can enter the card number, expiration date, and CCV. Press pay and that payment will be processed. Please note, if the window is closed before the payment is made, the payment will show as unsuccessful. You can also check the status of the payments in the payment dashboard within the payment tab.